right, everyone, just a short video here explaining the answers to your volume practice that you just did. So again, you could use your formula sheet because it does ask what the formulas are. So when I look here to begin with for the rectangular prism, all right, my formula is right here, length times width times height. But again, I could still use, remember, this is the generic form of our prism volume formula, where it's just the area of the base times the height. And if you look at the length times width, that is just the area of a rectangle base and then times the height. So let's go ahead and write down what is my formula. So it's length times width times the height. And if I plug my numbers in here, again, it really doesn't matter, especially which one you have, the length and the width, and really the height, that doesn't matter either. So I'm just going to do 14 times 15 times the 5. If I multiply those all together, that's going to give me 1,050 meters cubed. Okay. For the second one, again, it's still a rectangular prism, so my formula is still going to be the same, length times width times height. All right, so I'm going to have 50 times 40 times 8, and if I multiply those together, that's going to give me 16,000 cubic feet, or feet cubed. Okay. All right, so for the third one, we have a triangular prism. All right, so if you look at your formula sheet, the area of the base would be 1/2 times base times height. So I'm going to fill in 1/2 base times height. Oops, an H there. And then I'm going to be multiplying it by this distance, which sometimes in your formula sheet, they call it a W here. Okay, kind of like the width. So you could say times W. Sometimes I put it down as like a capital H. It's the distance between our bases. Whatever that you're thinking, that 16 is going to go there. All right, so 1/2, the base of my triangle is a 3, times the height of my triangle is 4, and then times the width that we have here, the height of the prism, is 16. Again, or you could just do the area of the base and then multiply it by 16. So if I do it that way, I'd have 3 times 4 would give me 12. Half of that's going to be 6, so I could just do it like that, 6 times 16. Or if I multiply them all together at the same time, I'm going to get the same answer, which is going to give us a 96. It doesn't give us a unit here, so I'm going to say units cubed. Okay, so there's for our third problem. Okay, all right, then we're going to move on to some cylinders. Okay, so for our formula for that, we need the area for our circle, which is pi r squared. So my formula is going to be, I'm sorry, my dog is trying to come up here and help learn volume problems with you. All right, so my formula is pi r squared. All right, and then I'm going to be multiplying that by the height. So, and for these, I'm going to fill in with 3.14. So I'm going to have 3.14, all right, times my radius. The radius up here is 4, so I'm going to have 4 squared. And then times the height of my prism, which is 15. Okay, so if we multiply that together, I'm going to have 3.14. 4 squared is going to give me a 16 times 15. And if I multiply that all together, I get 753.6 inches cubed. Okay. All right, and number 5 is still a cylinder, so same formula, pi r squared times h, area of the base times the height, or area of the base times the width. Okay, so if I work on that, I'm going to have 3.14, which is the pi. My radius is 3, so 3 squared times the height, which is 8. So multiply that together. If you have a scientific calculator that can handle that, you can just put it in the way it is. Or 3 times 3 gives me the 9, and then times the 8. So I'm going to get 226.08 centimeters cubed for that one. Okay, all right, hopefully you did well with those.